Yo, Nation and Mining family, what's going on? What's going on? Make sure I turned everything on because I've got my wireless mic on here. Yo, let me know how my audio is sounding. If it's sounding awesome or not, let me know. Let me turn down the music I've got going off in my ear. I see we got Chuck Danger 87 coming in clutch with the first. Yo, what's up, my dude? What's going on, Crypto Bedell? Nice. We got that audio checked. Thank you, guys. Thank you. It's like we can see and hear you fine. Talking about Bedell, my dude. I just so happen to have this up just for you. I wanted to make sure that we can video document this, right? I mean, everybody wants to be able to. I don't trust. I won't verify, right? You want to verify? Here is the GPUs you just purchased. Home slice. Yo, check this out. This is in real time in my Hive farm. Booyah. This is all 8 of my RX 580s hashing away. So, at least they're mine for a minute, right? So this is my my Hive OS dashboard. These are all ASUS ROG Strix RX 580s that Bedell just sent over funds to be able to purchase this stuff. Hive doesn't know what to do with this actually because of the way that I'm running it. It's kind of funny. If you see here, it looks like there's fans on here that are dead, and then there's fans that are running at like what? Just under 50%. Note to yourself on this, guys. None of these GPUs have fans even attached to them. I have all the fans and the shrouds in a box because they're sitting inside of a server case, and the fin orientation is actually horizontal and not vertical. So in a server case, these things run amazingly cool. You know, the room is sitting probably at around 80, 85 degrees with all the other GPUs rolling in there because there's over 40 GPUs running in the mining room right now. So you're gonna find that this rig up there you go. See now all the fans except for a couple. If you're looking at the top row, all but one have just turned off. Hive will see these phantom fan spins. It's hilarious. It's kind of distracting when you're looking at it. But temperatures on this thing range from the 40s to the 50s. Like I said, it's like 80, 85 degrees in the room. It's a 10 by 15 by 10 room. So, yeah. It's like 10 feet long, or no, 10 feet deep, 15 feet wide, and 10 feet tall. Booyah. And there's 40 GPUs, over 40 GPUs. So, like I said, they're ranging from anywhere from the 40s to the 50s. With the way that these particular GPUs are orientated, which is kind of nice, it makes maintenance on this sucker so perfect. So you can just undo four screws on the back side of the GPU and pop the cooler off. That quickly. The whole cooler comes right on off, and you can rethermal paste it. So whenever I fired this up, GPU 7 actually was trying to live life in the high 70 Celsius range. No bueno. So I didn't do it on camera because it's 4 screws. If you want a tutorial on how to take off 4 screws, there's plenty of tutorials out there for that. I mean, it's 4 screws. It comes off. Alcohol wipe. Get the old paste off. Put new paste on there. GPU number 8 is now sitting at 49C. And all I did was rethermal paste it. That's it. It looks like there's number 7 and maybe number 1 could do a thermal paste on there. Hard to say at this point, but they're It's been running like this for 2 hours. I've had it up and hashing. I haven't had these things fired up since about July-ish of last year. So to see the only issue on this rig was that GPU 7 was trying to live life really hot, and I had never opened that one up, so it had original thermal paste on it. Put some, I put some of, let me make this big screen. I put some Hydronaut on there. Yeah, from Thermal Grizzly. This is not a shill or a sponsor. This is just what this guy uses for like your normal rethermal pasting. This is just my kind of go-to stuff. I like it. Non-thermal, it's non-conductive, which that's what you're looking for. It's not like a CPU where you can use Arctic Silver on it without trying to protect the rest of the components around it. This is just really good stuff from Thermal Grizzly, the Hydronaut. I like it. Don't try to get like the sub-Arctic stuff on there. It's not going to perform when you get it up to temperature. But this stuff is sweetness. I switched over to it and have had better results. Just overall better, just, how can I put it? More consistency between applications. I get the same results every time I do an application, and it so quickly it cleans up if you ever have to take it back apart for whatever reason. Love it. It's like, oh, I keep getting ads on YouTube now. Sorry, bro. So at least you know, Fidel, your rig has been up and running for over 2 hours now. No issues whatsoever. So I'm gonna, whenever I turn them off, what I usually let these rigs do whenever I turn them off is I unattach the mining software and I let it run with all the fans rolling so that the fans kind of bring it back down to idle temperatures before I turn it off. And this way I know, peace of mind, I turned them off properly in a good state. So I'm just going to sit there and get some good packing on them. I got a ton of packing material, so your stuff's going to come in nicely. Yeah, everything should be fine. I mean, like I said, it's been running for like 2 hours, and there's like 2 cards that want to be a little bit warmer than the rest, but they're running just fine. They've been, both of them, sitting at the same temperature for 2 hours. So you wanted to go the extra mile. I just made sure that the one that was trying to go into the 70C was rectified right now. So I already pulled it apart. So bam. And crypto market is doing all the great stuff I like it to do. A good healthy pullback here and there makes it to where there will be miners that will turn their gear off, and other miners that will start collecting, like my man Badell over there, and firing up new rigs, trying to get those cheap sats. But today, I just wanted to make sure that Badell was able to see that I have the rig up and running. But today we're going to be, as you can see on my table here, I've got some stuff to build. I've got my, at my work, being an automotive mechanic, I just got a toolbox upgrade. So I need to get a computer basically at my box. This way, one, I can get some music going on near my toolbox, and I can have a way to look up procedures and stuff like that. So it has a multi-facet of things that I can use with this, so it's kind of nice. But I wanted to be able to take a small little rig. I'm not going to be able to do a full build out because I don't want to be tripping breakers. So with that being said, me not wanting to trip breakers, I want to make sure that I'm bringing some cards that I could put into a very power efficient mode. Get everything set up on here. I'm probably not going to roll through all the setup on it. I mean, in like, because like I'm going to be running Windows on this, so I might not do all the setup of putting in MSI Afterburner onto here. Getting this thing to where I can run this very effectively on. I'm putting a 1600 watt power supply, so power won't be a problem, but I don't want to max out a circuit because I'm plugging in what? Let's see here. I was going to be doing 1, 2, 3, 4 GPUs. See how it goes, right? So, and then I need to change out the motherboard out of there too, because it is a mining motherboard. Mining motherboards are great motherboards for sure. And up until the idea that you are trying to use them as a normal computer. So downloading stuff sometimes takes a little bit longer. And I'd rather just put in a nice CPU into here if I'm going to be utilizing it for a computer per se. And how can I put this? And if I'm going to be using it, if I'm using it as a computer, I want a good CPU in it, not a it's got a Celeron 3900. So I mean it's old. It's not going to run Windows very effectively, so the download speeds are kind of sluggish. For Linux side of it, it runs just fine with Linux. Updating small little programs, fine. But if I'm doing anything outside of that, you're going to see that this thing is a little lackluster. And I got to get that power supply out of there because that is a 240 volt power supply. So it's going to be, I've got nothing over at work that can run this. So I've got to put a power supply into here that I can run, all that good stuff. So without any further ado, I'm sure you guys don't want to see this. You want to see me build a rig, guys. So I mean, that's what this is all about. We're building a rig. We're going to be running 1080s Ti's and a single 1660 Ti. So, and it'll be running all on Windows. Very easy to run this, guys. So, you're just popping in a motherboard, making sure that you can plug everything in. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4. I shouldn't even need an adapter for this. I should be able to plug everything right into the motherboard directly. And just figure out which one it wants to send video out to. Probably whichever one's plugged into that top port on the motherboard. So let's go ahead, rearrange stuff so that I can fit the motherboard in there. Pull that other motherboard out. I've got to take apart a 1070 rig to get the power supply that I'm going to be using in here. Reuse and recycle, right? If it's not broken, we're using it, right? And like I said, it's a 1600 watt power supply. This is the power supply cable end. This is a C19 plug. This is no joke cable, guys. I mean, that's my thumb and that's the cable. So let's dig in. Bam. And we will also be taking out the server fans. We're going to be replacing them with some Noxuas so they're not so loud. And if I have to, I will plug them up into this, give them direct power. They'll be full tilt. Full tilt on this thing. Let's see, does it have... 1500 RPMs at 93.4 CFM. At 22.4 decibels. So really not that bad. Like you'll hear a little bit of noise, but in here you're not going to really hear it too much. So this is the AMD motherboard. It's got a 2700X in it. Asus. I love my Asus stuff. But in here, I've got an MSI Duke. I've got a this is the ROG Strix 1660 Ti. Zotac 1080 Ti. This is the Core Amp Extreme. This is the MSI Dual in white. We all know that one's not the good one. The Gigabyte 1080 Ti, and then the Zotac Amp Edition 1080 Ti. This one is not that good. This one's not that good. I replace fans on this Zotac Amp Edition, which is the dual fan, all the time. Like, this one's already got a dead fan on there. It's been dead. I remember this was an issue before I shut it down in July. So, we're going to go ahead and revive this thing, get some of this stuff out of here. Like, this back bracing wall with these two fans, they're getting pulled out. Like I said, I'm going to be doing these cards, and I'm going to be sliding them all up here. This way, my power supply with the wiring can go over here nice and neatly. Plug everything in. We're going to see how this goes. This is going to be the first time I'm going to be modding an actual server case to being a computer. So, let's do this. I know I got to cut some plastic out of the way here. Oh, there we go. Oh, sorry if I'm not paying attention to the Chizzity chat, fellas. Understandably, hopefully, you understand. My computer screen's all the way over yonder. I'll try to take like little breaks and walk over there. This is the first time this has been opened up since they came back from Oklahoma. And then the power supply that I have in here is actually a 2,000 watt, 240 volt, 90 gold power supply. Very good. Has performed nicely in these cases. I've had one die. I mean, these are kind of on the cheaper side, but overall, just one died, and it was right after a storm. So, I'm not sure if the storm killed it or what happened. All right. So from here, I can now start lifting these GPUs out. I've got some screws over here that kind of lock them all in. Now I still will have to fire this up at least to see if, I got everything's turning on. All the GPUs are detected on it. These have got some older risers. That one's an Allen key. Big thing that I want to make sure is that the motherboard that I'm putting in here is going to fit. Otherwise, I've got to run this board. I mean, it is what it is. Just fucking downloading stuff will suck. I mean, again, it is what it is. Oh, you are no longer attached, huh? There we go. So, MSI Duke. This is an expensive card. I just was recently informed. This is the Asus ROG Strix 1660 Ti. Oh, I need the Allen key for that. Oh, wrong size. Chunky beast from a 1080 Ti from Zotac. This was the only GPU that they ever produced that was actually decent. MSI Dual in white. You see how thin this cooler is? This is the reason why this GPU performs so horribly. This is the Gigabyte 1080 Ti. You can tell how long they've been in there. They are dusty. And as you can see, this is the Zotac Amp Edition. It's in a dual. It's another thin card. Very inadequate cooler on here. This fan doesn't even move anymore. This one barely moves. Giving it that panda flick. And it's failing miserably. Now, I do have fans for it here. I've replaced them like so often, but these things are just, these fans ramp up so hard. They live life at full tilt under light load. It's kind of ridiculous. All right, so we're going to redo the wiring on this and how I'm going to be running everything. That, give me that. That, give me that. Man, I had a lot of this stuff like really nicely wired in. Oh, yeah. All right. You're free. You're free. All right. So those two fans are free, so I can get the wall off. This is the only way to get to the power supply. There's no other way to sneak the wires in or out of here. Hey, everything's freed up. And what's nice is this thing's got provisions for the bigger motherboard to go in here. All right. Oh, dear Lord. We're going to take up this board first before I decide I'm going to blow this out of here. Oh, here is a glimpse of old school. An ASRock H110 Pro BTC Plus mining motherboard. Oh, yeah. Old school. I love it. Let me get, oh, God, something to clean this out. Hold on here. Need a vacuum. Don't worry, I will mute my mic when I turn it on. I will not blow everybody's eardrums out in the process of this. Let's see, what's everybody talking about in here? Oh, we got Sadie. What's happening? Yeah, we got the live stream coming. So we're going to go ahead. I'm going to prep everything in here. And I won't be able to put the GPUs in because I've got to run power underneath. But I'll get this cleaned out, new fans put in, everything plumbed for everything I'm going to need in here. So let's go ahead and clean this up here. I'm going to mute my mic. Should have audio again. All right, so I took the time to also, blow out the GPUs real quick too while I'm like right here. Let's see here. Don't care about the USB header. Well, I could care about it. I'll plug that in. And all I need is power and reset. I do not care about lights on the front. I'd rather not have anybody know that this thing is on if they're like glancing at it. That's my thought on it. It is the work GPU, the work rig now. I'll have to get a wireless adapter for this thing, cause yeah, I don't have one. It's okay though. It's okay. Man, I wish I could like I'm listening to music in my earpiece, man. I wish I can like play this, and actually have what they call fair use, cuz it's just like background noise. I'm not making this thing the focal point of the video, but no, I can't do that. Other places I can, but not here. It's only for people who are monetized on YouTube. They'll sit there and take your any kind of revenue the video generates you, and you're like, dude, that's kind of crap, but whatever. Yep, I need a light over here. Sorry if I sound a little nasally, guys. I do have a small little cold that I am recovering from. That. I'm just planning to plug in the power header. That's all I care about. So, like your power, like your reset, well, we'll see. I think that's right. Chuck this in. It's like, guys, want to make sure that you kind of get a little bit of cable management when you're wiring this in. Mikkel thinks I don't do this. He's like, because he sees it after I have a problem with the rig, and I go in there and I do some maintenance on it or something, and I just get it back together to the point where it's hashing again, and then he sees it. He's like, do you even cable manage, really? Really? And I'm like, yes, I do. Turd. But yes, I do cable manage. All right, so the fans themselves are basically ready to come out. And the way that I'll test this, it's like my easiest way to test, is actually just boot in the Hive with it before I even attach Windows onto this thing. It's like if it all sees it in Hive, then I know it'll see it in Windows. Oh, yeah, unplug everything here. These are good. These are all right fans. The Molex style server fans. They just don't have as high RPM range on them. So just kind of keep that in mind. They're a little bit quieter, but they also have a little less airflow. So if you're trying to have a server system, and you're like, well, how do I cut down on some of the noise on it? This is actually one spot you can do it in. Do it with uh, Molex style power fans, and they will be a lot quieter. Alright, I'll have to spritzel a little something something into the switch. Switch is not too happy for the power on and off. Usually I sit there and I'll hit it with some electronics cleaner, and it's usually okay. For those fans, alright, grab my Noxia Woes. Airflow. Gonna be like that. Alright. Right, there we go. Another one. Hopefully, everybody's had a great holiday and all that good stuff. Hopefully, this year will be better than last, of course, for everyone. Government can't be fucking everything up constantly for everybody forever. It's going to have a backlash. Especially when they're trying to get elected, you know. Oh, I put this one backwards. Oh, that was nice. That was practice. I sit back and I'm like, hey, wait a minute. These don't look the same. Why is that? Big dummy, you put it in backwards. Don't tell anybody. This'll be our little secret. Whoops. There we go. That's better. Like it never happened. It was just practice. I just wasn't sure how to put a fan in, I guess. I needed to practice. There we go. These two, perfect. Got some good Toddle jams going on in my ear. Now, we're going to put you that. And this one's facing the right way, guys. Don't worry. I'm not making a mistake twice. Checking a fitment here. I wanted to see. It's like I could take the fans off. No, it won't fit. Because I got the plug for the board here. If I bring it closer here, it runs a risk of shorting out on the RAM modules. Yep, this is I-86. All right. So now it's going to be running with 3 fans, but it won't be as much of a heat load in here. So there is a plus on that. Can I run it? Oh, you don't want to fit underneath there. Okay. So it'll get zip tied off to the side here. I will clean this up and run this along like this. You know what? I might just lift this thing and see if I can sail it underneath. Come here. Yeah, buddy. You fit now. Yeah. Perfect. In alignment. That's the way I like it. So, I've got the fan set up. I can pull this GPU out for right now. Turn this light off. Alright, so this is set up. I'll have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We are golden here. Because I'll have 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm only going to be running 4, so I can actually take out one of these. Which I think I'll do right now. Alright. We have just completely isolated this out now. This is going to be nice. I'll be able to bend you out like this. You'll be able to run here. Alright. I think we're ready to fish out the big power supply out of there. So that's half of the battle. Now we got to run power everywhere, slot the GPUs in, run the rest of the power. And then I got to see about if I have a long enough HDMI cable to come out of the case with. We'll find out. I may or may not might have to order that up. So I could put you for now over here out of the way. And I got to pick up Big Bertha here. Oh my god, it's going to be heavy. Oh. Oh my god. I'm sorry, guys. I'm like all nasty in the way. Oh, that was heavy. This is 1070 Ti and non-Ti GPUs. Oh, yeah. So, I've got to get into the dungeon, which is below all the GPUs. And I might not put these back in here. I'm not sure. Probably not. I'd probably well, yeah, I'd have to figure out something better than this. This case is Mongo. I've got different cases I could put these GPUs into. I won't put back into this case. This is an OG case, man. I've had this one since like I got started, man. I think I got this at the like beginning of 2019. The case wise, the GPUs I had these GPUs in 2018. You can't say I didn't have good cable management. I did my damnedest. This case did not have enough room to be utilizing two power supplies on it by any means. So many screws. Now I would take this case in the work, but this one's a little more obvious that it's mining. And this case won't house the cooler that I have on that motherboard. So, and I'm not mining with these GPUs. I haven't mined with these GPUs for a while. They're like they're profitable now. But I'm pretty much almost maxed out on my circuits. And I have other newer rigs. So if you guys are interested in some of these 1070s and 1070 Ti's that are here, let me know. I mean, I sit there and I've replaced fans as needed. So if anything ever had a problem, they were rectified right away. So, I mean, you could tell that, these fans are all new here. So, I mean, this thing was well loved. I've rethermal pasted them because in order to get unbolt the cooler off the card to get the fans out of here. So they've been rethermal pasted, rethermal padded, all that good stuff. Let's see here. This one is just a regular 1070. I should probably like make piles with this thing. And this one, this one's just a regular 1070, but it's an EVGA, so I'll be keeping that because it's EVGA. Another one with new fans on it. I think this one's a TI. I'll be going through and making an inventory of them. They're so hard to tell TI versus non-TI. This has still got the NV link on there, so I just knocked off the NV link tab. Whoops. These are all gigabyte except for the one. Give it all that panda flick. Mm. All right, now almost at the dungeon. Let me take off the risers. I probably won't keep these. Maybe I might. These things have gotten expensive, and I think all of these were working whenever yeah, they were working when I turned them off. I might as well keep them. Recycle and reuse, right, fellas? Oh, God. Oh, this one takes me way back. This is a U-Bit version 6. This is an original one that I bought in 2018. Sometimes they survive. Sometimes they don't. Alright, here. So now I got to take the floor of this off here where the GPUs were sitting. So if any of you guys are interested in some 1070s, hit me up in the Discords. Do you need help, babe? Huh? No. Okay. I got you. It's a Gigabyte H110 BTC Pro Mining motherboard. Ha. Right? Hold on here. Trying to see what series this is. Oh no. This is the 12 GPU one. Haha. This was the. Is it? Hold on here. I think so. Yeah, this is the 12 GPU mining motherboard from Gigabyte. This is like one step above the H110. It's the B250 motherboard. All right, here. Like, I did a lot in here to make sure this thing was like wire managed, but this thing was so cramped. This case was not a very good case for everything that I had going on. I was able to keep all the bulk of the wiring down low, so it allowed me to have airflow between the cards, but I wish there was a way to be able to seal off the basement a little bit better to get more airflow through the top of this. It just like you lost a lot of air pressure in this case. You live and learn, right? Right. All right, here. So the 1600 watt power supply is on the left here. That's the one that I want. Here. I only zip tied this thing where it needed it. So it is not everywhere, so I'm not having to cut all these massive entanglements of wiring. So that's the USBs coming out. I'm like pulling them out of a channel of wiring underneath the bar. That help stabilize the back of the GPUs. Allows me to pull everything out. Let's go ahead and cut that. I see a zip tie that I did use. Hey. Yeah. I finally got to the point where I could pull the power supply out. And this is the bad boy I want. 1600 watts. I think that's got everything I'm going to need on this. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to fish out all the rest of this out of here. This way this is an empty case. And if you guys are unfamiliar with this, this is a daisy chain. Allows you to hook up 3 power supplies and have them all being powered up by one. Very handy little tool. This one's a 1,000 watt power supply. What's nice about all these EVGA Supernova GPUs that power supplies I got, they all the cables are all the same between all the 1,000 watt, 1,600 watt power supplies. You got to be careful when you're dealing with mismatched power supplies. The generations on the plugs might not match. Very dusty. Ugh. Let's see here. Let's grab some of the bigger. What the hell does this thing have cat fur in it still? Hold on, guys. I'm gonna turn you off for a second here. All right. It's deemed empty. I won't bore you guys by putting the screws all back into that case. I'll do that when I'm done with the stream. Hmm. Probably use a little microfiber cloth. Hold on, guys. Sorry, guys. All right, cool. Let's get this big behemoth power supply in here. Okay, you're going like this. Okay. I won't need you. CPU. Kind of plug stuff in if it's going to be in a tight area before you bolt stuff down. Pro tip. All right. Hey, stay in the hand. Why does it not want to do this? It's like, all right, I'll put the screws that I was using before back in you. All right. Hey, get out of here. Cables. You can go all the way down there. Okay, okay. Like I thought I counted my cables, right? You can't be used. Okay, so you two can't be used. right, so I need 2 more cables. Let's see here. Do I have it over here? Let me see if I have an adapter. That's all it really needs. It's an adapter. An extension. How did I do with it? One. Oh, that's the wrong gauge. Whenever you're grabbing extensions or splitters, make sure you're grabbing proper gauges. Cammy, move. Cammy, off tip. I have 2 variations of these. One's a thinner gauge, and it's flowing 200 watts. So, yeah. Okay, get in your home. Let go of it, and it fell. Oh, that's right. You weren't plugged in. Need lights. Oh, that makes so much more sense. Damn it. You were in it. Just didn't want to click. There you go. Clickety click. Clickety click clack. Okay, now any of the things good for power for a power supply or for a hard drive. I need hard drive power now. Molex. Power supply box. Yeah, we should have a cable that all need in here. Ta-da! Yay, me. Now, where to plug in it? Go. Oh, yeah. There it is. Have some cable management here. Let's see if I got some more zip ties here. Hmm. Ouch. Let's see. How was zip tie? Where did I put it? Hmm. 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 Another spot. Let me see here. Oh, I have no idea what I did with the zippy ties. Zip tie. I thought I had it over here when I was dealing with the tarps. Unless I used them all. That's a possibility too. And I possibly might be out. Could be out of zip ties. That's a real possibility. Hmm. Should I have a little some stash? I guess I no longer have any. All right. Well, it is what it is. I have to find one later. And I just needed want to take. I mean, it's not like it's gonna really hit anything. I just want to make sure it's up out of the way for airflow wise. That's all I want. So I guess the next thing I can do is test power this thing and see if it fires up. I mean, it's been since last year since these cards have been on. Let's do this. All right. I'm not trying to power this thing to the moon, so I can put it onto that extension there because it's not gonna full power this thing like that. We got power. That's a good sign. Oh, oh, that wasn't a good sign. The fuck popped there? Oh, I saw a little something sparky. Doesn't look like that card is now powering. So, all right, you're on. Okay. I don't know what the hell fucking sparkied on you. All right, let me get a monitor and let me see if I'm getting any kind of video out of this. Hey, we're getting close. I just want to see it boot into BIOS. That's all. And then we are finito. Figure out where I want to pull power for my monitor here. Pull power all the way from here. At this outlet's. Alright, here. Hopefully my 1660 Ti didn't just die. I saw a spark come near it. But it was like off the bracket, which was weird. Give me more cable here. I got light on this, so we are lit. So that's not a problem. One of these fans is not happy. Oh, it's you. Okay, so my Gigabyte definitely needs to get some fan replacement there. Ooh. Alright, I'm trying to figure out where it's wanting GPU 1 to be. Man, I hope that GPU didn't just die on me. And I hope that spark was not the dying of this GPU. That would suck. And it is what it is. There was no way I would have known. Still, that would have sucked if this thing just died. I gotta test that.
shouldn't need a keyboard plugged into this just to boot into BIOS. Test boot this. Let's see here. Hmm. Gotta do that. That's what it is. It's being super stupid right now because I had Windows hooked up still. Come on. Well, this is just weird. Hmm. Why are you not? Hmm. All right. Let me see if maybe hooking in a motherboard was the trick. Never seen that happen before, but She'll try.
Usually all I gotta do is plug in my dongle thing, my dongle adapter. Well, whatever reason you're not detecting GPU. Unless I do. I might have to pull the motherboard out and test the motherboard. Well, yes. What I can do, I got an idea. I have an idea. When in doubt, grab a test GPU. Come on. Really?
Alright, I'm going to have to pull the board out in order to reset the BIOS on this. I bet you that's what the problem is. I'm not getting video. And it looks like I should be at that point where I should have video. Unless it's pooched the BIOS. Let me try that. I don't think it's detecting this in the BI1. I'm going to have to go into this BIOS. I think that's the issue now. Alright, so that's pretty much, I'm going to call it here, guys. Because that just, everything I just saw right there confirmed it. Because it's showing that it's in BIOS on the lights. And I'm not getting anything. I'm running this on a BI1, so I'm going to have to plug a GPU in. Because I bet you it's not auto-detecting properly. And that's probably the issue. I've come across this a couple of times, and it's always with in a lot of and these ASUS boards have given me the most problems, just to be honest. So yeah, I think I'm gonna call it here, guys. Ugh. This has been a couple of hours of me streaming. I have no idea how many people are here. We got 4 awesome people still here. All right, so that's pretty much everything I'm gonna do tonight, on camera right now, because I gotta basically pull the board back out, plug a GPU directly into it, and fire it up like that. And I bet you it's gonna go right in the BIOS without a problem, because that's just how it goes. So yeah, we'll go from there, guys. So thank you everybody for being here, all that good stuff. Y'all rock. Fidel's like, FA, I'm back, kids are gone, so time to relax. Nice, nice. So, yep, that was pretty much, it's going to be the rig that'll be going to work with me, and I just got to fiddle with it, why the board doesn't want to power up fire up the way I would expect it to. So I might have some bad risers on there, yada yada yada, right? All that good stuff, right? So with that being said, I'm gonna clean up this disaster out in the living room here, get the GPUs organized. If you guys are interested in 1070s, hit me up in the Discord. Links down below if you're new here. We can get you. I've got, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 GPUs here that I'm willing to sell that right off the bat. You know, all that good stuff. So if you guys are interested in any of the older GPUs and such, turn off my music in my ear. God, man, my hands are just as nasty as if I was sitting there working on cars. See how nasty my hands are, dude? Damn. That's just dusty stuff. So, well, with that being said, thank you everybody for being here. Definitely smash them Lizzie like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification, all that good stuff. Y'all. Thank you everybody for being here. And I'm going to sign off. It's been a few hours. Let's see here. How long have I been streaming for? Two hours. Nice. All right. So, that being said, thank you everybody for being here. Y'all are FA for freaking awesome. With that being said, peace out. Stay savage. And may your hash be high and your watts be low.
I'll definitely see you all in the next one. Yo. Unless anybody's got any questions before I head up out of here. Anybody got questions? Anything at all? Well, forever hold your pieces, y'all. All right. Nobody's got questions? All right. Peace out, people. I'll see you on the next one.